Hi there, welcome. My name is Storma, I'm a herbalist, and we're going to talk today about isolation, social isolation, social connection, and isolation. That's, oh boy, for people with chronic conditions, it's terrible. People with terminal illness, it's terrible. People with injuries, dealing with, a few years back, we were dealing with, isolation with the lockdowns and all the stuff that was happening with that. That is really huge. It's one of the biggest topics here. Our society is kind of designed for isolation almost. It seems like it keeps trying to like separate people and pit people against each other, which is really awful. But I'm just going to talk about like that's the big macrocosm. I'm going to talk about the microcosm of like being a person with a condition. Your social life sometimes sucks. You can't be reliable. People want to book stuff with you ahead in advance, and then you have to cancel because you're not well, or you don't have the energy, or you don't have the money. Sickle cell drains your money, it drains your energy. It's really tricky, right? If you've got a condition and you're trying to manage that, and you want to, you're lonely, you want to hang out with people, you want to have a, whatever. You don't want to be single forever, right? Dating is like, oh, such a pain in the butt when you've got a condition, right? Because it's like, oh, well, I'm not worthy, I'm not a healthy person, and blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of self-esteem stuff. Your confidence is destroyed when you have a condition like that. You see all your friends having fun on Facebook or on social media, the photographs, and then you just feel worse. So I know all about that. There's a wonderful book. She deals with like sort of dating, right? This one's Aches, Pains, and Love by Kira Lynn. She's actually from Vancouver, BC, I think. She's a person that believe she also has a chronic condition. So this book was actually really super good. I actually had a really, you can get it. There's also an audiobook version of this as well. Yeah, she talks about relationships. She talks about dating, and she talks about all that kind of stuff, because those are big issues, big topics that just unfortunately we've got to deal with. And you don't even need to have a chronic condition anymore to be isolated and alone nowadays, right? They're locking people down sometimes, or you're not feeling good or whatever. So isolation is not limited to just people with chronic conditions. I'm going to say this book here, Close to the Bone. It's called Life-Threatening Illness as a Soul Journey. Really beautiful book. And it's great for people with chronic conditions as well, not just terminal, right? And she gets into social stuff as well in this book, and how to deal with that, and to be able to express what you need from, because friends and family, they want to help, they want to, whatever. And sometimes you don't know what you need. For me, when I'm in the hospital, flowers are really great, but you know what? The food is so terrible there. I'd rather a wrap. Bring me a wrap or food or something. That book was really great in sort of defining how to tell people, if they want to help you, what is it actually that you actually need? Do you need a massage? Do you want to just hold my hand? Do you want to just, whatever? That's actually really important, and that helps with some social connection as well, because then they know what to do, right? Yeah, I'm gonna whip up some food, or maybe I'll make a salad, or maybe I'll bring a blanket or something, right? So that you know what you want. Isolation, and social connection. Sometimes you got to build. Sometimes if your family sucks, not everybody's family is equal. Huh? Some families suck, and some families are fantastic. So sometimes you have your found family, right? The people that love you. I wound up I got priced out of my apartment. It was so expensive here in Vancouver, BC. And here in Canada, the rental prices are enormous here. And I know that's not just here, it's all around the world. This is occurring. It's maybe not in quite the same way, but definitely it's happening everywhere. So anyway, so I wound up getting priced out, and I wound up moving into a community house. And although I was like, oh, I gotta move into a community house, I was all worried, it actually turned out to be the best thing I've ever done, right? You wind up finding the most beautiful people from all around the world. This community house that I'm in right now, I run. And I might do a video just on how to do a community house, because it is fantastic. You wind up, you rent a house, you fill it with beautiful people, you interview, it takes some time, and sometimes there's, things you gotta whatever, but at least you're not alone. You have found family. You meet people from all around the world. I've met wonderful, wonderful beings. The people that are shooting this very video are the cutest people on the planet. They're so fabulous, and my heart is full just from being around them. So that's another way to get around the social isolation. Forming your own groups, you know, whether it be if you can't leave the house, then you can do it via Zoom. I know people are sick of Zoom, but it's yet another way to build community. Meetups, the sort of meetup things online, those can help. If you got one in your city, you know, taking a dance class or taking a, you know, an exercise, something, or doing something that you like, writing groups, art groups, joining things. I'm part of an art therapy group. They're amazing. The people there are fantastic. Art therapy is great if you want to try and, you know, heal from traumas, right? Or about healing from traumas. So there's a lot out there, right? And we'll talk a bit more about, you know, isolation in future videos, especially dating, because dating that's a hot topic. So that's a whole video on its own. But anyway, I just wanted to touch on this. This wasn't a super long video. I just wanted to touch on the issue of isolation and give you some ideas, like little tiny ideas on what you might be able to do. You know, calling friends and stuff, and just making sure that you're, you know, connecting. I know that a lot of us, we don't want to talk about our illness. We don't want to talk about stuff, or we can't stop talking about it because it's the biggest thing in our lives, and it's horrible dealing with this stuff. And yeah, so I'm going to come back to this topic a couple of videos, just because it's a massive, it's such a big issue that it really does need help, and we all need to be loved, and we all need to feel like we are belong somewhere, and we all need the that feeling of affection and compassion towards one another. So anyway, that is all I have to say about this video, but hopefully yeah, I'm gonna do a bunch more. Yeah, and then put in like and subscribe if you like this channel, if you like the content. I thank you so much. It helps the channel so much by liking and subscribing. Helps me do more content, and yeah, or you can come visit me on the Culture Queen website, or you can visit me on the Sickle Cell Association of BC. I also run that. So yeah, if you have any questions and concerns or whatever, please put them in the comments below. And yeah, and have a wonderful day.
Nice.
Ooh, okay. I'm going